Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is David Wicks. I'm Vice President of Listings here at NASDAQ. And happy Friday, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Behind the Bell. Two companies just rang the NASDAQ opening bell, Research Frontiers and Gauzy Limited. So joining us from Research Frontiers is President and CEO Joe Harari. Welcome, Joe.
David, thank you. Great to be here.
And joining us from Gauzy is the founder and CEO, E.L. Peso. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with the basics. How did you two meet? And if I look at both of your businesses, it almost looks like you could be competitors. But here you are announcing a great partnership.
Yeah, well, we knew of Gauzy for quite a long time. They're very, very well respected in the industry. And they were doing the best job I've ever seen with polymer dispersed liquid crystal. It's a different type of switchable technology. And then one day I got a Facebook message from Eyal saying, hey, I'm going to be in New York. Would you like to have lunch? And immediately I said I would love to. And we sat down at lunch, and I'll tell you the truth. The first thing I said to Eyal is I really admire the fact that you're reaching out to what other people would consider a direct competitor, but I don't view us as competitors. We have a very complementary technology, and we have a very complementary business. And Eyal said to me, I'm glad you see it that way. That's how we see it too. We see great opportunity with SPD Smart Glass, and I'll let you maybe finish the
And there's
lunch.
basically, with our technology, with Smart Glass, there is no one winner takes it all. It's about partnerships, it's about collaboration, it's about consolidation. And between the two technologies that we have once developed separately, and now we're basically developing everything together, there are many crosslinks, both on R&D, both on product and in business.
Yeah, great synergies.
And together we basically provide a very comprehensive solution, both in the automotive industry where SPD and PDLC can live together, but also in the architectural industry. And we enjoy these crosslinks all the time.
Yeah.
So it seems like early on, both of you recognize the benefits of working together, and I'd love to hear more. Can you elaborate a little bit about where you see this partnership going?
Sure.
Yeah.
You want to go? Sure.
Yeah, so on SPD, obviously, Research Frontiers hold a patent portfolio that we are licensed on to develop the SPD technology further on and to manufacture it. And this is where the collaboration is. It's where patent meets the actual engineering and real life product. And we decided to set up a joint R&D effort and to set up in Gauzy a dedicated production line, which is by far one of the it's state-of-the-art, best technology. We're setting it up in Germany in order to provide the industries with the best product together.
Anything to add there, Joe? Or?
Well, I got to say, everything about Gauzy exceeded my expectations. They hit the ground running. After our first meeting, we had 4 other meetings while Eyal reluctantly agreed to stay in New York in December when it can get very cold. But our action plan was then for me to go to Israel and see his facility, which I did in January, which was much nicer weather, I must say, thank you. And I saw how impressive the operation was there. And ever since then, I had pretty clear expectations that they were serious and able to do this. But I got to say, even those expectations were far exceeded when I saw the talented people at Gauzy and the determination and just that spark of creativity and practicality that you really makes a company successful. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And I want to add that unlike different worlds of software and hardware, where in the material science world and nanotechnology, cycles of R&D are very long. And then that's where these kind of collaborations, cooperations makes sense, because we can come to market much quicker together than with separate efforts. And basically, like I said, the RFI has a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge and experience in the SPD. It's the technology they invented, and we're bringing in the applied engineering phase and the production phase to make it a reality. This is how we.
So whenever you bring two companies together to collaborate, I think it's so important culturally and that the leaders align, right? And I think one of the things that I witnessed this morning is just you both have an incredible rapport. I mean, it's like you've known each other for 25 years.
It seems like we have known each other for a long time. I think part of it is that we kind of had the same general vision for the smart glass industry. Eyal's company started because the quality of what else was out there in the liquid crystal market wasn't that good. It was very inconsistent, and his view was we can do better. And they did, and that's why they had such a stellar reputation by the time they came to our attention. And we had the same thing. We wanted to have the best performing smart glass technology in the shading side. They're on the privacy and projection side.
Yep.
And we wanted to have the best performing technology with the best, performance and quality. Really, the pursuit of an excellent product was something that's in both of our DNAs. And that was kind of a good start because we both saw that the industry could be much better if we did it correctly. And the more I saw that they were doing things right and we were doing things right, and it made sense for us to do it together. Yeah. And it's been a fantastic
we're bidding together on
experience.
huge, hopefully we can be able to announce this year huge wins, but we're bidding together on enjoying, again, both experiences from RFI and from Gauzy, bidding on huge projects with the biggest and finest, right? Yeah. Automotive, aircraft, and in the architecture side.
Right.
Yeah, and I think when I heard both of your comments this morning, it was that 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2. It actually equals 11.
Yeah. When you put it one next to each other, it's 11.
Exactly.
It's even more than 3.
But when you look at what excites you about the partnership, I mean, it seems like there's nothing that can stop you guys.
There's nothing that could stop us because we're driving the train, the locomotive, if you will, in the same direction, which is really to bring the best products to the market as quickly as possible, and when you have such a talented group on both sides, we have a very talented team that's been working with SPD technology for quite a long time. Eyal's team, both seasoned veterans at Gauzy and new people that they've hired for this, have just been so innovative, so focused, and so effective that it really is moving us at, I would say, 4 times the speed that I think either Eyal or I thought we would be moving at when we started this collaboration.
For sure.
Yeah. And I think when you think of if you could manufacture anywhere in the world, high-tech manufacturing, Germany certainly is probably...
Germany and Israel are the 2 best places for innovation and high-tech products.
Absolutely. And tell us a little bit about, you announced, in Stuttgart that you'll be a new factory working on the SPD film. Can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Gauzy set up its first production line in Tel Aviv in Israel for the liquid crystal product lines, and we have set up an office in Stuttgart quite a while back, actually 3 years back. We're promoting all the work with the automotive industry, where actually that's where it all starts from. Sitting close to the let's say the biggest potential customers, obviously, and then that made sense to when we started working together on the SPD. We had to set up a new production line. We were thinking where to locate it. Obviously, locating it close to the biggest customers is important. We like the notion of this kind of a tagline: Israeli innovation, German made. Yeah. It's still a very good place to have your production set up, American driven.
Thank you.
So Israeli innovation, German made, American driven. So it's a good location. It's kind of in the middle. Yeah.
And the talent pool there is phenomenal.
For production and engineering. All the biggest
engineers in the world.
Yeah.
The biggest, the finest producers. Not just Bosch, Porsche, Daimler, considered the best engineering teams in the world are located there. So we have very good.
And the demographics are great. You could drive from Stuttgart to virtually the headquarters of every major car manufacturer within an hour or 2, depending on how fast you drive on the Autobahn.
Right. Well, I guess you can't get a
speeding ticket.
Touche. Yeah. So, gentlemen, thank you for helping our viewers understand about Research Frontiers and the relationship with Gauzy. I want to totally take you in a place where you didn't know I was going.
Okay.
So I want you to take off your business hats, and I'm going to ask you some random questions. I call this the lightning round.
Okay.
It's to help our viewers get to know a little bit about you personally.
Okay.
I promise nothing will get us in trouble. When you're not working, what do you like to do?
I like to spend my time with my family. I have 6 children and 10 grandchildren and a dog, and they're all wonderful. And there's nothing that makes me happier than just to be with them.
Yeah, same here. I have 3 daughters, 5-year-old, 2 twin daughters.
2 twins now that are
New, just 6 months old.
Congratulations.
He has to go on
old.
these trips just so he could get some sleep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So travel a little bit, guitar, relax at home. I think that's my best time spent outside of work.
When you think of your career, what was the best advice you were ever given?
Best advice I ever got was from my dad, who's 102 years old and still was great. He said, Joe, you always have to keep your options open. Don't burn any bridges, and make sure that you have different directions you could go in. And the second best advice I got was from our founder of our company, Bob Sachs, who said, you know, in business, it's like a chess game. There's a lot of moves you can make at any given time, but there's only one best move. And try to figure out what that best move is. And it was very clear to me when Eyal and I met that the best move, not only for Research Frontiers, but for our entire industry and the good of our entire industry, was to make that move with Galzi.
So I think the best advice I've ever got is that, you know, one of my early investors told me, no, you already have. You already have a no in your pocket, you know. There's nothing to lose. Just wait for the yes, work hard, and be persistent. And you have many smart people, you have many talented people, but very few that are actually persistent. Just keep on doing what you do until you get a yes, whatever it is. It's a business, product, investment.
Yeah.
So we already have a no. We're working on the yes all the time.
We have 500 patents and patent applications, but determination is stronger than any patent we have.
Absolutely. Well,
That's the only thing.
Great advice. And the last question, probably the most important one, Los Angeles Rams, New England Patriots. Who do we like?
I like the commercials. How's that for a diplomatic answer? I don't want to alienate half the people out there.
I'll go with New England, I think. Just to be on the winning side, I think, no?
So we're going to go for experience and age.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm all for experience and age.
This is what we're doing here, experience and age, you know?
Gentlemen, Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
great to host
you for having
this morning
us.
at today's Open
a lot of
Bell.
fun.
And to all our viewers, thank you for joining us for this episode of Behind the Bell. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl. Let's go commercials.
There you go.